Next story from KGTV in San Diego. A masked man attacks a jogger.
An experienced runner, Charissa Sosa, decided to go on a run Friday night just before 6 on the Sweetwater Regional Trail. Her first time on the trail.
Just had a lot of built-up energy with COVID going on.
Not far from the trailhead, she says a man wearing a dark hoodie and a surgical mask walked toward her as she ran past.
We made eye contact and nodded at each other.
Less than 2 minutes later, she took a left before realizing the trail dead-ended.
The moment that I turn around, the same guy with the brown pants and the hoodie and the mask is coming at me with a gun, pointing it to my head, walking really fast towards me and says, "Get down, get down."
It took a moment for Sosa to process what was happening.
Still wasn't on the ground, and he cocked the gun back. And it was very close to me.
When she went to the ground, he told her to turn around, facing away from him, and she did.
I look back, and with one hand, he has the gun pointed at me, and with another hand, he's like about to take off his pants. And I just said, in my head, like, this is not happening right now. And I think I screamed and I ran at the same time.
She kept screaming as he ran the other way. She called 911, but a helicopter search turned up nothing. Days later.
Very shocked and emotional.
A shaken Sosa warning of a masked predator following COVID guidelines.
I think that he took advantage of this situation, that he would not be identified.
She also believes he may be targeting women who are trying to follow social distancing and running alone.
I feel like he's going to really try it again and get away with it. He's going to try to get away with it.
So here's a question. Are social distancing and these protective masks actually making some of us more vulnerable? Donald, what do you think here? Well, let's start with that premise, because people are going out by themselves, not in groups, running by themselves. They need to get out, and you're coming across people that are wearing masks.
Yeah, I think it makes people more vulnerable. You have to say that number one is that you can't tell the bad guys from the good guys when everybody's wearing a mask. The other thing is that it's very hard to identify people when they've got half their face made up. But I'd say that in this particular case, running alone in those areas could be dangerous as well. There are a lot of instances here in California where single women are running out in the mountains by themselves, and you've got these characters that are out there. So that's a dangerous incident. Thank God that that woman was athletic and she had the sense to get up and run away, because it could have been really bad for her. Now, the police said that they went and they had a helicopter up in the air. What they should have done is gone in there and looked for some DNA evidence. This character might have left behind a soda can or something like that to be able to capture him. But fortunately, this woman's going to give a composite of his face, and hopefully they'll be looking for something very similar like that in the area.
Yeah, these are different times, Donald, and people are adapting, but it seems like the criminals always are one step ahead, adapting a little quicker, figuring out how they can take advantage of the situation.
Well, you hear that a lot, Vinny, but I'm going to tell you right now that through the years, criminals have had it harder and harder because of the technologies that we have. So like I said, a criminal 30 years ago would be more likely to escape justice in a situation like this than now, because they're likely now to be able to find some type of DNA evidence, cameras and things of that nature. So I personally don't believe that they're any smarter now than they've ever been. I think that they're actually behind right now.